Stand by. The program will begin soon. I don't know why I'm talking about this. During World War II, we sent 90 million pounds of spam just to the Russians alone. I mean, we sent it all over the world. Our troops, especially in the Pacific Theater, ate it. That was basically what they ate all the time. 90 million pounds to the Russians. Apparently in like the 50s, Nikita Khrushchev said, you know, if they hadn't sent us all this spam, they might not have been able to feed their troops during World War II. So a little weird canned kind of ham pork product, canned meat, may have won World War II. And the Fed is trending on X. And I wasn't sure why, and I'm still not 100% sure why, although part of it is because of this building that they're renovating. They're supposed to be renovating one of the buildings at the Fed, right? And the other day, Donald Trump came out there with Jerome Powell, and they're talking about how the renovation of the building was kind of a little bit over budget, okay? First of all, the numbers on this are crazy. They wanted $2.something billion to renovate a building at the Fed. $2.1 billion. Well, this is $2.5 billion. But they're over budget by over $1 billion for one building. They're over budget over $1 billion for one building. $1 billion friggin' dollars for one building. This isn't even for building a new building. It's for renovating a building. What the actual F are they doing? If after a night of filling your rectum with vodka from a turkey baster, the cops find you changing a flat in the cereal aisle of a Piggly Wiggly and ask how much you've had to drink, and you say nothing, are you lying? Well, no. Now, if they had been asking, have you been injecting? You'd have to say yes, but they said, have you been drinking? Well, no, absolutely. Yeah, Lord Stanhope, absolutely not. In fact, you all can try to answer these questions. Stand by. The program will begin soon. A WNBA game got stopped in the middle of the game because one of the players lost their wig while they're playing, and they had to run off. And then some fan made fun of the player, and they had to run. And they kicked the fan out for making fun of a player losing the weave. Not the weave, it was a wig. Losing their wig. They had to have a timeout for the wig, a wig emergency. Which I'm like, why the F are you wearing a wig while you're playing basketball? But then yesterday, or I believe it was yesterday, a game had to be stopped briefly because someone threw a big old green dildo on the floor. Someone threw a dildo out on the floor, out of the court. They had to stop the game. I don't know if they caught the person who sent the dildo, but the green dildo was on the court, and a large number of the players had no idea what to do with something of that shape, but that's okay. It happened, and then someone made this t-shirt or this meme, pay us what you owe us, which has a dildo on it. So that was fun. Hey, you know what the really good interrupt violence through community-based bystander training? Yeah, if the bystanders beat the fuck out of someone who's attacking somebody else, that would be great bystander training. They could send them to the MMA gym, you know, put them in an arm bar, smack them in the face a few times. Stop doing that bullshit. That would be the best community-based bystander training, but I don't think that's what it means. Anyway. And then the other one, they'll go back all the way to Dylan Roof. Dylan Roof's the other one, which, does anyone, okay, let me ask you something. A lot of you are right-leaning on the right. Is there anybody in this that anyone you know of? Is there anyone that you know of on the right who supports or supported Dylan Roof? Because I know everyone I can think of who's like, Dylan Roof, fuck that guy. He went out and murdered people in a church. Fuck that guy. But the left is like, oh, he was a right-wing extremist. Nah, he's a fucking asshole. Fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck Dylan Roof. Nobody gives a shit about Dylan Roof. Nobody claims him. Nobody wants him. He's an asshole. Okay? He's a little punk bitch asshole who killed a bunch of people in the church. Stand by. The program will begin soon. Reverend Robin Bartlett of First Church of Sterling, Massachusetts, uses John 1:14 of the Bible to justify why she brings her 11-year-old son to drag shows. This is what we're getting in the Rainbow Church. The Rainbow Church aren't exactly hiding. That's true. The Word became flesh and lived among us, and my body, your body, their bodies are home for the living God. That is why I take my 11-year-old boy to drag shows in the summer with my friend and fellow church leaders, Kate, and her 11-year-old boy. Especially if you're a man, bodies can be celebrated and played with. That's her message. What the fuck? California wants to let someone that is not related to your child remove her from school, him or her, enroll her in any other school in the state, authorize any medical treatment, including mental health services and drugs, without the parent's notice and knowledge or consent. Can you see where that might be a problem? This is not fear-mongering. I'm not being hyperbolic, she warned. These are unintended consequences, and it is terrifying. They are unconscionable or unavoidable. So that's one really bad California law that they're coming with. I can't believe. I'm just dumbfounded that they're doing it. Now this is interesting. That new mayor candidate, the leading Democratic mayor candidate for New York City mayor, Damme, wants cops to stop responding to attacks on Jews. And by the way, Jews in the New York City are victims of the majority of hate crimes. Not a plurality, but the majority of hate crimes against people in New York are against Jewish people. And you know, especially the religious hate crimes. Anyway, 345 hate crimes in New York City last year, more than all other minority groups combined, according to the New York Police Department data. Anti-Jewish crimes accounted for 54% of the 641 total hate crimes reported to police in the city in 2024. Since the beginning of the year, 60% of the 123 recorded hate crimes have targeted Jews, according to the New York Police Department. Well, Zohran Mamdani, the radical Islamist and leftist terrorist supporter, has proposed that New York Police Department not respond to hate crimes, instead that they be handled by social workers. This shifts resources away from responding to attacks on Jews and moves away from having law enforcement deal with those attacks, and instead has his political leftist allies deal with them by burying them. Show. If I put something on the screen, or I'm talking about it, or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to, I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only PDawgKnight.
Howdy, 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 hi. What's up, people? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. Welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, where, got to do this thing, right? Pete Hegseth had some stuff going on yesterday, and because we talked about summoning all the generals, and I didn't realize Trump was also addressed the troops or the generals, which makes sense that he would. I just didn't realize he did it, so I said something silly on the internet to someone who was kind of being a jerk about that, and then I looked silly. But every time that it just happens, you go on the internet and you do say shit, and it just comes out however it comes out. So anyway, how y'all doing today? Sorry, I was fixing my face because again, this thing resets every time for whatever reason. How you doing? Happy Tuesday, the 30th of September, 2025. And I don't have a lot of interest in it. I was kind of looking through the aggregator because I got here a little late, but fuck it, we'll just do the show. Let's say hi to everybody and get it going. First in chat today. Is that right? Is it? Hang on a second. Is that correct? Is there anybody hiding in there? No, it's JB's that got the bell today. How about you? Jay Blizza. Welcome to the show. Glad you're here. If you haven't shared the stream, now you can put that back. Also, good morning, Avocados Diabli. Midnight doing her best to get up there first, but man, these guys are fast. You got to be quick. You got to be quick. Anyway, Somnable Nation, good morning. Resolute Germ, I'm trying to see here. My eyes are kind of fuzzy. Renee Mayette is here. Good morning. Excuse me. And some inspirational message from the Pope. Yes, it is Pope Tyrannus III, the Blessed Lich, saying, "Blessed are the divine dead. Each sunrise marks a new day. Each new day is a chance to become a different person. Even if you change a single thing each day, should be about progression, not stagnation." So there you go. Do something good for yourself that'll make yourself better every single day, and that's a great message. Good morning, also Green Badger Outdoors. Ms. Wild Wolf is here. Tyler F. and Big Dave 1066. And people are coming in slowly because, I don't know. There's 16 people and 6 likes. That's an issue. Somebody get on that. Hello. And I'm rocking the Grandpa Cup today because, as you may have heard yesterday during the show, I found out that grandbaby number 3's in the oven, whatever you call it. So I'm doing my Grandpa Cup, established 2022 with the first one, the beautiful Lily. So anyway, my like works. Yes, I do. So you know how my like works. Oh, see, I hit it. I did. I didn't I fulfill your requirement? Something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Look, you don't have to like the show. I'm just saying it's, I can't help it if you don't want to be a winner in life. So anyway, let's figure out the whole show yesterday. Oh wait, what? Cooking will tweet show when can't. Oh, I see. Your face still looks the same, always the same. Well, okay, I see what you're saying. There's color saturation and all that stuff that you have to mess around with. So anyway, all right, let's get into it because I'm just babbling now. And oh, good Lord, here come notifications. That's good. Let's do that. Check the notifications here because people have been sharing the stream. So first, of course, Somnable Nation, doing that thing on your own. I appreciate it. And also with the It's Tuesday, that's saying, to quote Ray Mayette, that must be an inside joke. but you know how it works. Morning, Kay. Show it up, Kirsten. How you doing? Resolute Germ with the Daily Wrestler. Oh, I should know who that is. I don't know. Gosh, I wish I knew the names, but another wrestler, whatever. And also Green Bachelor Outdoors dropping a tank because you found the you must have saw the original post. Thank you. Mr. X51 retweeting the show. Greatly appreciate it. Tyre Alexander with the Daily Ric Flair. Woo! And let's see. We got Renee Mayette. Lip Salt's Tears. Okay, let's ride a little Nicolas Cage action there. We'll repost that. Oh, got to hit the repost part. Tyre Alexander, thank you for retweeting the show. K Show for retweeting the show. Somnable Nature for retweeting the show. Mr. X51 retweeting the show. Resolute Germ retweeting the show. Greatly appreciate it. Just keep it going. Thank you. All right, today is a big holiday. There's no big ones today, so I just picked a random one. It is International Podcast Day. Now, I don't know if this is technically a podcast. It is in the podcast section of YouTube, but I don't know what to really call this other than a stream of, my consciousness. But yeah, happy International Podcast Day. People are celebrating by saying stuff like, today's International Podcast Day, a reminder that conversations can change lives. At Talks About You, we're learning every day that stories shape reality. Here's one lesson we keep running into. Money gives you options. Purpose gives you direction. Ooh, that sounds like a Tyre Alexander quote. It's deep. That's deep. So anyway, happy International Podcast Day. Other holidays going on today. National Love People Day. If you so go love somebody. Yeah. Midnight, cover your ears when I do that shit. Whenever you hear that music, it's time to cover your ears because you're too young for that shit. National Chewing Gum Day, Pet Tricks Day, Extra Virgin Olive Oil Day, National Mulled Cider Day, Orange Shirt Day, International Translation Day, because, if I don't understand what the fuck you're saying, I need someone to translate. International Blasphemy Rights Day, that's a free speech thing. Rumi Day, I don't know who Rumi is, but someone, it's a poetry. It's a poet. Let's honor the wisdom and poetry of Rumi, never heard of him. National Puppy Mill Survivor Day, and Thunderbirds Day, which, what? The TV show, there's a TV show called Thunderbirds, like puppet animation, puppet things. I've never heard of it. Anyway, celebrate Thunderbird Day. All righty then. And today's when I found out what the Catholic Saint Day was, a joke immediately came to my head. Does anyone know what Saint Day it is today? The Catholic saints that are out there. It is the feast of Saint Jerome. The feast of Saint Jerome, the patron saint of purple Kool-Aid. No, it's what is it? Saint Jerome, pray for his patron saint of archaeologists, archivists, Bible scholars, librarians, libraries, school children, students, translators. He assembled the writing that composed the Old and New Testaments in around 400 AD. He was instrumental in getting the Bible translated to multiple language. Also, by the way, he seems to be a very multi-purpose saint. And that's probably why, though, it's International Translation Day, because of St. Jerome, the patron saint of grape Kool-Aid. So, I'm sorry, purple Kool-Aid. Let me get that right. Also, today, celebrity birthday. I'm sorry. I saw this celebrity birthday, and I'm like, who the hell is that? But she seems to be a fine individual. It is Monica Bellucci's birthday, born on this day in 1964, meaning she's the same age as me. And I'm like looking at this woman, and I'm like, she's somewhat familiar, but she's definitely a fine individual. So I'm not really sure who she is. But this is when she was from 1991. Here's more recent Monica Bellucci. She's a fine individual. I have no idea what movie she was in. Keisha says, I used to watch Thunderbird on Tech TV. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I just don't, I have no idea. But she's turned 61 today. She's a fine individual. Happy birthday to highly talented and evergreen beauty, Monica Bellucci. Yeah, this is, again, here's another more closer to now picture of her. Hugh Janer. Who is Hugh Janer? She's older than space, yet younger than time. Got it. I don't know what that means. But yeah, Monica Bellucci, fine individual, and happy birthday to her. I have no idea. If someone told me a movie she was in, she's in The Matrix, Shoot 'Em Up, etc. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that, but you know, she's a fine individual. Some newsy items. Apparently the Secret Service arrest a man attempting to scale the White House fence yesterday. It's U.S. While President Trump was in residence. The photos shared online showed a man wearing a blazer and blue tinted sunglasses as authorities escorted him away in handcuffs. The Secret Service spokesman said that the man was arrested by agents for unlawful entry. An individual scaled the fence on the southeast side of the U.S. Treasury building and was arrested by U.S. Secret Service Uniform Division officers for unlawful entry. The spokesperson said he was subsequently transported to the Metropolitan Police Department, 2nd District, for processing. There was no impact on our protective operations. So who knows what his purpose was, but he is now sitting in jail. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, then they talked about the last serious breach of White House security during the Biden administration. Okay, that's well, I don't know why they're doing the history of it in this article. That happened yesterday. Other things. Now, this is not a current thing, but apparently there's a government agency that you may have never heard of that was censoring Americans during the Biden administration. This is the Washington Free Beacon. Hello, Darren Root. What's up? Apparently, she looks. On October 7, 2020, a Twitter account by the name of Nodrog Darnob issued a warning about the coming election. Quote, all conservatives vote in person, the account tweeted, tagging the official Twitter account of the Washington Office of Secretary of State, don't trust the mail. Such posts were a dime a dozen in the lead up to the 2020 election as concerns about the COVID pandemic fueled an unprecedented spike in mail-in voting. This tweet, though, caught the attention of the Department of Homeland Security Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, also known as CISA, C-I-C-S-A, whose remit includes election infrastructure. The agency received an email from the Washington Secretary of State Communications Director Kylie Zabel flagging the post as a potential misinformation. CISA had solicited such communication, and within 20 minutes, the agency had forwarded a complaint to Twitter. By 8 a.m. the next day, Twitter had the tweet taken down. And then apparently there's multiple incidents of this agency doing that. It's all in the article if you want to read it. Something new that we're finding out every day of how people worried about Jimmy Kimmel being suspended for a few days by his company he works for, complaining about, the government had something to do with that. Have you been paying attention the last 4 years? That's the point of that. Moving on. What else? About this Bad Bunny thing. So I had no idea who Bad Bunny was, other than that he performs as a musician type person. Why is that still there? Nobody is. Okay, did that go away? It didn't. What the hell? Hang on a second. This is supposed to be. Well, for some reason, that's still up there. Why is that still there? Okay, we do not have a Streamlabs Superstar sponsor today. For some reason, it will not reset. I thought I reset that yesterday, and I tried to do it multiple times this morning. Anyway, Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. I had no idea who this dude was, other than I know he played a character in Adam Sandler's movie. And a lot of people are kind of bitching about this. And now, me personally, I don't give a shit who plays the halftime of the Super Bowl. If I'm interested, I'll watch. If not, I will make it an opportune time to go to the bathroom or, plate up another dish of food or whatever, right? Well, Bad Bunny. You didn't. That's what I said too. Well, I kind of said that. I know there's a performer named Bad Bunny. Apparently, he's from Puerto Rico. He sings mostly in Spanish, and so people are bitching about it. And I was like, why are people bitching about this? And now I'm starting to find out why some people are bitching about it. First of all, to remind you, the NFL announced that Puerto Rican artist Bad Bunny, born Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, will headline the Apple Music Super Bowl. Is it XLX? It's a 60th Super Bowl? Damn, I didn't know that. Halftime show on. I had to look at these Roman numerals and figure it out, but it's LX. That's just 60. That's easy. The halftime show on February 8th at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. This marks the first time. Now this annoyed me. This is the first time a solo Latino artist is playing the Super Bowl. Is that true? Now, I know they had J-Lo and Shakira one year. Remember that? That's maybe because they're not just a single Latino artist. Because both Shakira, and J-Lo are Hispanic artists. And Bruno Mars, he's Filipino, so he's not Hispanic, even though a lot of people in Philippines have Hispanic names. But I could have sworn, didn't Mark Anthony do a Super Bowl? I could have sworn. Let me check this out. Let's ask Grok. Let's see. Did Mark Anthony perform at the Super Bowl? I could have sworn he was the headliner, and because it seems just weird. Did Mark then? Okay, come on, Grok, figure it out. Why isn't Grok working? Okay, well, so much for that idea. It was an interesting thought. Apparently Grok is not working. Did Mark Anthony perform at a Super Bowl? Sorry, I didn't say something sooner. Went to grab my knife. And what? Scary. Anyway, so this Bad Bunny person is headlining the Super Bowl. And so I was scrolling down to find out why people are bitching about it. Now, some people are saying funny shit. But someone said, okay, so Bad Bunny will headline the 2026 Super Bowl. Someone here says the concept of refusing to perform in the United States to protest against ICE and then agreeing to do the Super Bowl, laughing my ass off. Yeah, so this is the guy, one, he refused to do a tour in the United States, protesting ICE and fearing that he might be deported, even though Puerto Ricans are American citizens, in for the most part, right? And then Bad Bunny is an American citizen and Puerto Rican, and he is a U.S. territory. 45 million Americans speak Spanish. Stay mad, because some people are apparently saying they're mad because he sings in Spanish. I don't give a shit about that. But here's one person saying it. Bad Bunny is a Trump-hating anti-ICE activist who doesn't even sing in English. He refused to tour America because he thought ICE might be outside of one of his concerts. Hey, NFL, your fans love God, country, and football. Are you ready to Bud Light the Super Bowl? Who's with me? Look, this is a tough one, because anyone saying, oh, they're not going to boycott the Super Bowl because who the halftime show is. Let me just say something. I understand, but that's stupid. Just skip the halftime show. Especially because I'll tell you what, anyone who says that, right? If their favorite team is in the Super Bowl, do you think they'll watch the Super Bowl? I kind of do. 36 Super Bowl with his wife, J-Lo. Okay. Which I don't care. But anyway. So anyway, here's one lady who's mad about it. Let's see her say it.
Okay, so the NFL picked Bad Bunny for the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. But
Okay.
let me be so real. I had never even heard of him. I thought Bad Bunny was a girl. Maybe some type of influencer.
I'll be honest with you, the first time I heard of Bad Bunny, I thought it was a girl too. I thought it was like one of those little young girl influencers that fake, and then they grew up and decided to call themselves Bad Bunny. But who is that? Bad Barbie. That's the one who's used to be one of those child influencer types.
Sir, it turns out he is actually a Trump-hating, anti-ICE activist who doesn't even sing in English. But look at him.
And again, I don't give a shit if he sings in English. That's not even the thing that kind of gets me. First of all, one of the things that people are annoyed about, and as I scroll, I'm sure I'll hit one eventually, apparently he has an affinity for doing these kind of stunts. Come on, computer. My computer's acting up today. Doing these kind of stunts, walking around in dresses and shit. And I'm like, really? Really? And it's taking a long time again. And I'm just like, okay, he's an idiot. But anyway, but then on the other hand, all right, he's also been in an Adam Sandler movie. And Adam Sandler's kind of famously known as a conservative kind of dude, right? So I'm like, I personally don't give a shit who performs the halftime of the Super Bowl. Now, apparently Jay-Z has been in charge of picking artists for the last 7 or 8 years. And his choice has been questionable, but it's a Super Bowl. Who gives a shit? Good morning. Oh, I see a new face in here. Who was that? I just saw it. Good morning, Bastello Maserati. Welcome to the show. Mets out, Jets out. Come on. Yeah, the Jets won't be in the Super Bowl. All right, moving on. I'm done with that. Wikipedia is trending because people are complaining about the bias of Wikipedia, and apparently now Elon Musk is going to come up with something called Grokpedia that they're building up. And I'm not confident that it'll be any better than Wikipedia. There are people, obviously, if you go through this topic, there's a lot of people. Oh, wait a minute. Wikipedia has banned The Federalist as a source after we brutally exposed Neil deGrasse Tyson as a serial fabulist, quote, fabricator and liar. Oh, no. Here's the clip from the Wikipedia co-founder that people are talking about on Tucker Carlson. We'll play this. Hang on. So this is the Wikipedia co-founder talking about Wikipedia.
Can I go on the Wikipedia site and find out what's blacklisted?
Sure. Just type in perennial sources Wikipedia into any search engine, and the first result will be this page.
And it names them, the blacklist.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's all color coded. Green.
Do you have the list? Do you mind if I do that really quick?
Go right ahead.
Okay, so I'm testing your thesis.
One of the problems with Wikipedia too is that its entries are just dominated by people on the left who fill the entries. So, for example, when you put, someone showed the other one when they said Charlie Kirk died, but the state representative from Minnesota was assassinated.
Come on.
These are all green lit, fully green lit. Okay.
Oh, here,
the
let's
blacklist
these
approved
sources.
New York Times.
Source.
Yeah.
List. Wikipedia, right?
Well, you're doing that. I'll give you some fully approved sources. New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, The Nation, Mother Jones, GLAAD.
Come on!
These are all green lit, fully green lit. Okay, the blacklisted sources are Breitbart, Daily Caller, Epoch Times, Fox News, New York Post, The Federalist. So you can't use those as sources on Wikipedia.
So exclusively left-wing sites.
Well, they've got, of course.
Okay, so there's more of this interview, but that was the part that I wanted you to hear, just how they... So anyway, Elon Musk is coming up with Grokpedia. Now, I saw an interesting video about AI, people checking AI for answers too. And I've noticed this on Grok too, and I've talked about it here. Be careful using AI as your source for any kind of question, because a lot of times AI is designed to come up with an answer that you want to hear. And sometimes you have to go in and ask for sources too. And on Grok in particular, it uses a lot of what people say on X as answers for questions you have. So if you ask a question about, something about Gaza, or you ask a question about something Trump said, it'll give you the answer that a lot of people on X are saying, not necessarily a super accurate message though. So that's just curious. So, all right, let's move on from that. Chuck Schumer, we got another greatest hits from another person in the political realm. Here's one of Chuck Schumer talking about illegal aliens in 1996, which is certainly relevant to today. Here's Chuck Schumer talking about illegal aliens.
This is an anti-fraud amendment. Over where we go, people say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here? And the number one answer we give our constituents is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud. And here, the gentleman from Florida has put together the most effective anti-fraud measure we can find without it changing the actions of the government one bit. And we find all this opposition.
He's still a smarmy prick.
Ladies and gentlemen of this chamber, what I worry about is that this bill, which started out with good intentions, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, is going to end up being the same kind of thing that the public gets angry with us on. We say we're doing something, and we do nothing.
Wow,
because
nothing's
every
changed.
time someone makes a rational and small proposal to get something done, people say, well, what about this hypothetical, that hypothetical, etc.
That's all. It's funny. It's because that is all Democrats do now. They live in the hypothetical, not in the real world. But anyway.
I urge support of this amendment. If you believe you want to stop fraud in immigration, you have no choice but to support this amendment.
Now, we don't know what the amendment was, but the idea that he's concerned about immigration is kind of humorous. Chuck Schumer once recognized that it was a disaster to give illegal aliens rewards for breaking the law. Now he wants to shut down the government unless we reward illegal aliens for breaking the law. So there you go. Chuck Schumer, the smarmy prick from New York. All right. Let's see. Moving on. Trump and Netanyahu had a little meeting, get down yesterday, and both had a little chat. President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced a 20-point proposal on September 29th at the White House requiring Hamas to disarm within 72 hours in exchange for an immediate ceasefire, phased Israeli withdrawals from Gaza, release of all Israeli hostages, and international reconstruction aid. The plan establishes a temporary board of peace chaired by Trump, with former British Prime Minister Tony Blair in a key role alongside an international force to secure borders and develop economic zones. Netanyahu's later statements to Hebrew audiences indicated no full withdrawing accusations of entrenching occupation and criticism from Palestinian activists over the exclusion of self-determination, while international responses varied from support by Arab nations to calls for a two-state solution. So very interesting there. But as people on X do, they bitch and moan about certain things. So, for example, Gaza was under siege for 17 years. No one had a plan to save it. Under siege for 17 years? How so? What are they talking? Is this dude talking about Gaza that has been without an Israeli in it since 2006? I don't know what he's talking about. There were 10,000 Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails before October 7th. No one had a plan to free them. You mean the criminals that are in jail from terror attacks? They're not. What? You can't arrest people for bombing buses and shit? Okay. The whole world watched children starve in Gaza. No, we haven't. You know why we haven't watched children starve in Gaza? Because there are no children starving in Gaza. All that propaganda bullshit is just that. We have videos to prove it. Israel continues to occupy lands in the West Bank and Syria. No one had a plan to stop it. Occupy lands in the West Bank? What is this fucker talking about? Now, just for 20 Israeli hostages, suddenly everyone had a plan to save them. Oh my God, the propaganda is thick. The propaganda is thick. You mean the 20 of the hundreds that they took when on October 7th? Holy shit. Gaza was Egypt until 1967 when they lost it in the war to Israel. Yes, yes it was. Oh my gosh! Someone here says Narendra Modi says that's the Indian Prime Minister. We welcome President Donald Trump's announcement of a comprehensive plan to end the Gaza conflict and provides a viable pathway to a long-term and sustainable peace, security, and development for the Palestinian and Israeli people, and also for the larger Western Asian region. We hope that all concerned will come together behind President Trump's initiative and support this effort to end the conflict and secure peace. So that's Modi saying that. Netanyahu, the Bible says those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. Bible literally doesn't say that anywhere. It's according to this person. I don't know. I'm not the Bible person. Let's see. Isn't it interesting how lukewarm so many in the pro-Palestinian crowd are about this Trump peace plan for Gaza? You'd have thought they'd be thrilled at the prospect of a deal for the immediate end of the war, the ousting of Hamas, and the rebuilding of Gaza would be exactly what they'd want for the people they claim to care so much about. Or could it be that their real motive isn't the plight of the Palestinian people, but their hatred of Israel and Trump too? So a peace deal brokered by a U.S. president and Netanyahu is worse than the genocide and mass starvation. Oh, excuse me. Genocide and mass starvation they claim to be inflicted on Gaza. So... so there's so much, how do I describe this? Bullshit coming out about Gaza. I'll get to it later. I'll get to it later if I have time. But anyway, you get the point. So that was yesterday. Let's talk about Pete Hegseth. Bringing in the generals though, because there's a lot of chatter about that. Excuse me. So Pete Hegseth is trending, and he brought, I guess, all the generals from the U.S. forces around the world in for a meeting, and they're going to talk about the goal. What the hell happened there? That's not what I'm trying to do. Let's see. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulty. Streamlabs has restarted. No, it hasn't. I don't know why. Fix it later. Pete Hegseth brought in all the general. What the hell was that? Where was that? Hang on. I have a little technical difficulty here. Oh, that's back here. Okay, we'll close that and that. Pete Hegseth brought all the generals into Washington for a little powwow discussing the new way forward for the United States military forces. And there's a lot of little clips, so we'll just go through some of them. Here's one of them, him talking to the generals. Because they're going to get rid of they're going to make the military what it's supposed to be for and not what some people want it to be. And here's Pete Hegseth.
No more identity months, DEI offices, dudes in dresses. No more climate change worship. No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. No more debris. As I've said before, and will say again, we are done with that shit. No more identity. Okay. So some people love what he just said, and some people are like, hey, Pete Hegseth, he's a Fox News host running the military. They have a lukewarm response. Pete Hegseth now to military leaders in Quantico. From this day forward, everyone wearing the uniform will take a PT test twice a year and pass height and weight requirements. Oh boy. Yeah, there's a few people. Now that's probably I'm guessing that is a reservist or something like that. Here's a little more of Pete Hegseth's
talking about the fat people in the military, which used to be an oxymoron, but here we go. Although I suppose, let me think about this. Even at the time, well, no, in Quantico, there are no fat people whatsoever. Our sergeant instructor, probably 35-year Marine sergeant instructor when we were in Quantico, that dude was, the words are high and tight. That dude was a monster. Little short dude, but he was a monster. He'd knock out 50 push-ups in a heartbeat, and he'd get up on the pull-up bar and he'd just be doing this while he's talking and just putting a lot of us to shame. That's the way your military leader should be. But anyway,
with physical fitness and appearance. If the Secretary of War can do regular hard PT, so can every member of our joint force. Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look. It is bad, and it's not who we are. So whether you're an
and especially the generals in dresses, that was weird.
Airborne Ranger or a chairborne Ranger, a brand new private or a 4-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test. And as the chairman said, yes, there is no PT test. But today, at my direction, every member of the joint force at every rank is required to take a PT test twice a year, as well as meet height and weight requirements twice a year, every year of service. Also today, at my direction, every warrior across our joint.
Okay, so that's something new. Now a lot of people, now other things trending because of Pete Hegseth talking to the generals, and there's a lot more about this. It's this one. Oh, he had a prayer for them. Now here's one of the people who's very anti-Trump, anti-Hegseth, saying, breaking, Pete Hegseth's speech to generals literally sounds like a speech from 40s Germany. They can't, these motherfuckers can't stop. Let's see what part he put here that sounds like this is what he says sounds like 40s Germany. I bet it's going to be the same part of the speech. Listen.
For too long, we've promoted too many uniformed leaders for the wrong reasons, based on their race, based on gender quotas, based on historic so-called firsts. We've pretended that combat arms and non-combat arms are the same thing. We've weeded out so-called toxic leaders under the guise of double-blind psychology assessments, promoting risk-averse, go-along-to-get-along conformists instead. You name it, the department did it. Foolish and reckless political leaders set the wrong compass heading, and we lost our way. We became the woke department, but not anymore. Right now, I'm looking out at a sea of Americans who made a choice when they were young men and young women to do something most Americans will not, to serve something greater than yourself, to fight for God and country, for freedom and the Constitution. You made a choice to serve when others did not, and I commend you. You are truly the best of America.
Okay. Now let me read that again, what this person says. Breaking. Pete Hegseth's speech to the generals literally sounds like a speech from 1940s Germany. For too long, we've promoted uniformed leaders for the wrong reasons based on their race, gender, and quotas, but not anymore. Does that, how is that from, how does that sound like it's from the 40s? What? Here's another one now. This is the same person, called to activism, anti-Trump, anything that has to do with Trump. Holy shit. After over 8,000 complaints of sexual assault in the military in the 2024 alone, Pete Hegseth declares his answers: no more anonymous complaints, no more walking on eggshells. Okay, what?
We are overhauling an inspector general process, the IG, that has been weaponized, putting complainers, ideologues, and poor performers in the driver's seat. We're doing the same with the equal opportunity and military equal opportunity policies, the EO and MEO at our department. No more frivolous complaints, no more anonymous complaints, no more repeat complainants, no more smearing reputations, no more endless waiting, no more legal limbo, no more sidetracking careers, no more walking on eggshells.
Sounds like he wants complaints to go straight there and be adjudicated immediately, as opposed to anonymous complaints that take forever. That's interesting how that person decided that is. Secretary, if women want to make it, excellent. If not, it is what it is. It will also mean the weak men won't qualify. Oh, this is a good one too. I'm as my short time military experience, I'm not seeing any problem with any of this. As a black man,
I want to be very clear about this. This is not about preventing women from serving. We very much value the impact of female troops. Our female officers and NCOs are the absolute best in the world. But when it comes to any job that requires physical power to perform in combat, those physical standards must be high and gender neutral. If women can make it, excellent. If not, it is what it is. If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it.
Ding.
That is not the intent.
That's
but
what
it could be the result.
Oh.
It will also mean that weak men won't qualify because we're not playing games. This is combat. This is life or death. As we all know, this is you versus an enemy hell-bent on killing you. To be an effective, lethal fighting force, you must trust that the warrior alongside you in battle is capable, truly physically capable of doing what is necessary under fire. You know, this is the only standard you would want for your kids.
I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with this.
Apply the War Department Golden Rule, the 1990 test, and the E6 test, and it's really hard to go wrong.
There are people bitching about this. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Cryptid. Dropping a 6 spot in the tip jar. You are now the Streamlab Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, sir. Dropping $6 in the tip jar saying, I used to kick fat Marines out personally after I ran their ass to the ground. I give them 6 months to meet weight. Yeah, sorry. No, you cannot be a fat Marine. That's especially in the Marines. You might be able to get away with that shit, being a little bit overweight in the Navy, or if you're an Air Force mechanic, you might be able to get away from it. But don't come to the Marines expecting to have any fat issues, because they will fuck you up. Good morning, Protocol. What's up, man? Blue Eyed Screams in the house too. I thought I already saw you though, but I'm just saying hi anyway. Welcome to the show, all of you who showed up. So anyway, a lot of people, other things trending because of Pete Hegseth. The Secretary of Defense, because he is the Secretary of Defense. I want to see other people complaining about him. Oh, good Lord. The United States is the strongest, deadliest, best trained military in the world. No one can match us, not even close. Pentagon's new mission will solely be to conduct combat operations. Generals must prepare for war. That's the way it should be. Other things trending because of it. The Department of War, and the Department of Defense, because people chose both. Pete Hegseth from the Department of War. Get in shape, you fat bastards. Me, huh? Me? That's funny. Also, Department of Defense is trending. War Department is trending. No more Corporal Clingers. Okay, if you were familiar with Corporal Klinger from MASH. But he was just trying to get out of Section 8. And General's trending. Now, stop the killing of Nigerian Christians, damn right. Hopped out of the car to take this breathtaking sunset. God bless DC and God bless America. Well, what is the Generals? Okay. Breaking, Secretary Ward nukes fat generals and announces new twice-a-year PT test for top brass. People told top military leaders they must meet height and weight standards and pass a PT test twice a year. No more fat generals in the Pentagons. People laughing. I voted for this. Apparently, Donald Trump also addressed the generals, but there's no clips of it, so we'll just leave that be. And let's see, what else I got? And then Patton. Patton is trending. Now, the reason Patton is trending is people kind of were trying to make fun of Pete Hegseth because he was standing in front of a flag, kind of like General Patton did in the movie Patton. George C. Scott famously playing Patton. I remember seeing Patton in a movie theater. I think. What year was that movie? Wait, here. Siri. Oh, where's Siri? Where's my phone? Siri, what year was the movie Patton with George... Siri, what year was the movie Patton with George C. Scott? I want to say 1971. No, Patton. What year was Patton? 1970. Yeah, I did. My parents would. I was a little kid. I was like 5 years old, 6 years old. But we went and saw Patton, and my parents wouldn't leave us at home when they went and saw movies like that. So I barely remember it because I was 6 and didn't care. No, not Patton Oswalt. Anyway, that's that. All right. Now that's funny. I've actually gotten through everything today, but I do have a couple articles. This is interesting. Eric Swalwell, apparently is threatening citizens nowadays. Democratic Representative Eric Swalwell of California told CNN News Central host Kate Bolduan, whatever that is, on Monday, that House Democrats plan to go after private citizens working with the Trump administration after the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey. Oh, well, here, let's listen to Swalwell here.
When you say you're not going to let them, I also heard in relation to this was James Comey, you say last week that your committee, Judiciary, has the power to step in and kind of stop some of this. But how, Congressman, especially being in the minority?
Well, first, we are making it clear that we're going into the majority a year from now. We have every intention to do that. And so
you don't know
we
that.
will bring oversight, accountability. We will subpoena the Department of Justice, but also private actors who have done these drug deals with the administration, college campuses, entertainment companies, law firms. And so accountability is coming. And so, one, it's all coming out. Two, I hope that deters people from doing more of these deals, these one-offs with the president. One other point, though, on Comey, Kate, this happened when Donald Trump was president. So if you're trying to tell me this is not politically motivated, the statement that they're referring to where he allegedly lied, Donald Trump was president, so why didn't you indict him then? The fact that he's indicting him now.
Because Comey was in the middle of investigating Donald Trump. He was in the position. Trump could have fired Comey. But then what would have happened? Oh my God, you motherfuckers would have been, oh, we have to impeach him again because he's interfering with the investigation of himself. Now that the dust is settled and he's back, now we can see, you know what? You've been caught in multiple lies in front of Congress, and you spied on the president at your request, James Comey. You put people, and also you put people in his campaign, and the Biden administration never thought of prosecuting Comey because he was on his side. What a dumb fuck. You know,
just makes it look even more politically motivated. And so I'm pretty confident that this will either be dismissed.
Well, politically motivated? Wait, Comey's retired. What do you say? What political thing can this be if Comey's not even there anymore? He's just being prosecuted for his dirty deeds.
Or Mr. Comey will be acquitted by a jury of his peers.
Yeah, the problem is it's in Washington. The judge is an Obama appointee. The jury's going to be in Washington. They're not going to let this happen.
The most powerful man in the media just wrote something that would get him fired if he worked for any self-respecting company.
Hang on, sir. Okay, so anyway, that was that article. Also, Oh, and also there's been a lot of conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk. PJ Media put out this article. Prime Minister just blew up all these conspiracy theories. With a guy whose brain is being held hostage by the technology and Jedi mind tricks of Benjamin Netanyahu, write a letter expressing his deep love for Israel and suggesting better ways for the Prime Minister to message his country to General Z. Unlikely. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Just a few months before he was murdered by an assassin's bullet, Charlie Kirk wrote an effusive letter to Prime Minister Netanyahu about his love for Israel. Netanyahu mentioned the letter in days following Kirk's murder, and on Monday he released it. One of my greatest joys as a Christian is advocating for Israel and forming alliances with Jews in the fight to protect Judeo-Christian civilization, Kirk wrote. He warned, as Muhammadism spreads in Western societies, it's critical that Jews and Christians stay united in the effort to contain and roll back radical Islam and Sharia law. Now, I know what some people will immediately say. Well, the Israelis, they fabricated this letter and whatever. So whatever, however you feel about that, you can have your own conspiracy theory and whatnot. Oh, here's someone with a mental disorder. Let's see what this clip that Dave Rubin put out is.
No, Sam, that's not how we do it. Let me show you how we take care of the creature. Let me show you how we take care of the creature. Go, Rita! Get up! Get up! Get up! Rita! That's how it's done. Yeah! Okay, calm down. That was so fucking good.
Exactly, AD. That'll show him. That'll show him. Hello, Select Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Gee, yes, destroying your own TV at home will absolutely hurt Netanyahu so bad. So bad. So bad. Anyway, let's move on. Since I have one more here that I opened up. Oh, did you hear about this? Did I talk about this yet? The illegal immigrant school superintendent in Des Moines, the largest school district in Iowa. Did you hear about? This is wild. And maybe did I play this yesterday? So anyway, there's the superintendent of schools of Des Moines, Iowa, the Des Moines School District. And unfortunately, this is one of those Daily Wire FUs that hopefully somebody archived it already. Is from Guyana, okay, and apparently he did a lot of his education in the United States, and so he got hired to be the superintendent of schools of the largest school district in Iowa, which is the Des Moines Public Schools. And at some point in the last couple of years, I think it was 2022, he had a hearing because his visa had expired, I think in 2020, had a hearing and had a final deportation notice, a final removal notice. And so ICE arrested him. And when they arrested him, when they caught him, because he fled from them. When they caught him, he had a loaded handgun in his car. He had $3,000 in cash in his car. He had all this stuff, right? Well, first of all, for a person who has a deportation order, it's a felony to have a loaded weapon or any kind of weapon for that matter. You're not allowed to have weapons. And so he's been arrested and he's, facing felony charges and deportation. But of course, the people in Des Moines, the left-wing Des Moines people, which is a lot of people in Des Moines, are protesting the fact that this man is being held. He had a deportation order, and he had the weapons possession is a felony, and not just in the U.S., but also in Iowa. He's not eligible to have a gun in Iowa. So he's double felon, basically. But they're protesting him being held. At some point, they hired this man, and he had a salary of like $300,000 a year. and he's going to be deported now. So unfortunately, the article in the Daily Wire is archived and it's taking forever, and I'm not going to wait for it to load. Let's see what else I got. I got a couple others here. Is this one? Oh, here we go. Well, here it is. Oh, Iowa's revoked his education license. Oh, that's new. Here it is. Iowa officials revoke education license of an illegal alien working as Des Moines superintendent. Uh-oh. The Iowa Board of Educational Examiners has revoked the administrative license of Des Moines, Iowa Public School Superintendent Andre Roberts, an illegal alien who was arrested last week by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. As Breitbart reported, ICE agents arrested Roberts, an illegal alien from Guyana, who had been deported from the United States by a federal immigration judge in May 2024. When Roberts was arrested, agents found $3,000 cash in his government-issued vehicle, along with a fixed-blade hunting knife and a loaded handgun. By the way, he also already had weapons charges, but that was related to hunting. Anyway, as an illegal alien, Roberts is prohibited from possessing a firearm. On Monday, Iowa education officials announced that Roberts' administrator's license, awarded to him in July 2023, had been revoked. The Des Moines Register reported this, quote, "Our office has received information that you no longer possess a legal presence in the United States. Therefore, you are not able to hold a license issued by the Iowa Board of Educational Examiners." A letter from the BOEE official executive director, Michael Caven, to Roberts, dated September 28, states, quote, "The license issued by the Board of Educational Examiners is no longer valid, and your authority to serve as superintendent is revoked." Now, he was appointed superintendent in July 23 by the school board after an extensive nationwide search based on a leadership profile developed with input from the school board, teachers, families, and other in the school community. The district website states. Now, part of the reason the school board appointed Roberts to the position, the website states, is his being passionate about instructional excellence, diversity, equity, inclusion, and innovation in education. Since his arrest, questions have been raised about whether he lied on an employment verification form where he claimed to be an American citizen. Oh, no! He claimed to be an American citizen who was eligible to work in the U.S. Well, you can be eligible to work in the U.S. without being an American citizen. You just got to fill out that I-9. You got to have the right visas and whatnot. But apparently they didn't do a very extensive background check on Mr. Roberts. So, and apparently also he has 6 kids with 5 different women. But again, that may not mean anything either. An illegal immigrant superintendent of Des Moines Public Schools in Iowa claimed to have 6 children with 5 different mothers on an immigration application, 3 of whom were born within a year of each other. Oh, shit. He is double and triple dipping. Well, that's neither here nor there, but dude's a trip. Okay, so there you go. All right, that's enough for today. Let's just call it, because I'm just laughing. Let me check my notifications here just to see if there's more things to. No, just be. Oh, let's go from JB. Hey, here we go. This is our daily samurai-esque. I don't know if it's samurai, but samurai-esque post. And some more people retweeted the show. Greatly appreciated. So anyway, all right, guys, I gotta go. Thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. Let me close those. Let me drop the links, and we'll get the fuck out of here. So there you go. And I'm just making up this tune to kill time. And here are the links in the chat. All right. Here are the links from today. There you go. Check out the aggregator. There's a lot of great stories in the Ace of Spades. It's always at the bottom of the list of just different stories and articles and editorials brought to you by JJ Sefton from the Ace of Spades blog. Great aggregator. I use it almost daily. And that's it. And I do have some videos. I have some videos that we're going to go through tomorrow just stuff I found that I want to react to. So there you go. Here's, by the way, Ms. Wild Wolf is going live. I'm going to drop her link here because I don't know if you can read her link when she puts it in there, but I know you can read it when I do. Oops. There we go. So that link I just dropped, that's Ms. Wild Wolf. Go check her out. And that's it. Thank you. Gotta go. My name's PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Bye. Bye. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.